Neuroscience is just 15 years old, and it deals with what can be anticipated by the unseen biological and chemical processes in the brain. It's what drives human behavior, and while very few people talk about it in the realm of golf, it's probably the most important aspect of performance. We're breaking the paradigm and delving into it. The brain is about 3 pounds, and it's always on. It's extremely powerful, capable of generating 23 watts of electricity that can power a light bulb. It uses chemical and electrical messages to regulate organs and body movement, and it controls how you react to stress, happiness, and every other emotion. In golf, the brain commands muscle sequencing, eye-hand coordination, ability to hold vision of target, swing execution, force imparted on golf ball, and all decision-making. It's really the driver of everything. I've heard dozens of golfers talk about building muscle memory, but contrary to what you may think, repetitive motion in golf enhances multiple areas of the brain. Muscles have no memory. We have videos by our MD PhD. She simplifies neuroscience and explains it in easy to understand ways. Please be certain to watch her videos and apply her instruction. I don't have a degree in neuroscience, but I do have one in psychology and a master's in business. I've learned a good bit from experts, and from a practical standpoint, I've experimented with application of neuroscience in competition, so I wanted to pass along my thoughts. Because golf is an individual sport where you're fully exposed without teammates, the brain is vulnerable and often uncomfortable. You need to anticipate it doing not so helpful things to generate security. For instance, during a round, you may start to feel anxious, and as a result, your judgment may become clouded by limited attention span, on-course stressors, and unconscious behavior. Limited attention span generates poor judgment as it causes the mind to wander and then lose focus. 20 years ago, the average attention span was 12 seconds, and in recent years, it has dropped 33% to just 8 seconds, and it continues to fall. I won't go into all the reasons for that decrease, but I will point out a recent study from Harvard showing that at any given time, 47% of adults aren't concentrating on the task at hand. So half of the players you see on the golf course are beyond their level of attention. In some ways, I guess that's good and bad. It's good because the ones that aren't focused are easier to beat. And on-course stressors also contribute to poor decision-making. The more significant the stressor, the greater the debilitation. We've identified the most impactful stressors, such as a missed short putt, a flub pitch shot, an out-of-bounds shot, and before you even hit, big, menacing penalty areas. Big anxiety comes from unexpected events and embarrassing shots. And the bigger the shock, the more difficult it is to recover. And third, unconscious thought can cause fear to creep in without full awareness. It generates largely in the amygdala, or the animal part of the brain, which processes fear and other emotions. Unconscious behavior can be spiked by emotional aspects of daily living or pressure from playing circumstances. Brainwaves increase, which in turn cause you to walk and move faster, increase anxiety with feelings of stress, develop shallow, quick, and labored breathing, cloud judgment, and develop fearful or racing thoughts. It all signals to your sympathetic nervous system to send your body into a fight or flight state, where good decision-making becomes difficult and muscle tension inhibits swing execution. So in summary, half of all golfers suffer from mind wander. Many others are traumatized by results of shots they don't expect or fear large penalty areas. And even more are influenced negatively by fear created in the unconscious mind. Unfortunately, these three circumstances can occur individually or together, and when their lower levels of performance and higher scores are generated.